2.0 time! Whee! Hi, so for those of you who don't know, this is a Naked Truth response video. So for those who don't know, repeating myself already, off to a great start. So Trisha Hershberger, famous from SourceFed and also Geek and Sundry and many other things. She does Naked Truth vlogs, which are vulnerable, honest type of vlogs where some people choose to do it naked. And it's not for the audience in any way, shape or form. It is a tool for the vlogger to feel vulnerable and honest and feel like they can be as truthful and as straight-laced as possible. And it's a tool to make the vlogger feel nice and uncomfortable. And I choose not to do that, not for those reasons, but because even though I feel like I am being truthful and honest to myself when I'm naked, and I feel perfectly comfortable being naked in my own house, I just don't feel comfortable doing it on the internet. But that all aside, the main thing is do it as a first take, a one take, no makeup, hair that's not done anything with, straight out the shower, all that jazz. Do it one take, first take, to get a real, honest, straight-laced response bob doodly what's it, to really get down to the core of what people are saying. And as Trisha has said in previous videos, it's mostly to do with when you work in the entertainment industry, which I do not, but if one were to work in the entertainment industry, there's quite a lot of things that you're told that you have to represent. You have to abide by a certain archetype and then put on a face, put on a performance of who you're meant to be, and you don't really feel like yourself a lot of the time. So the Naked Truth response is the concept of, trying to be as vulnerable and as honest and as human as you possibly can be and take off the hyper representative mask that media tells you to put on in order to be the most appealing and the most sellable. So yeah, that's where the Naked Truth started, and then they've turned, they were originally video responses, and they turned into, because video responses stopped being a thing, they turned into send-in video responses, and then there was a bit of YouTube fatigue, and now they're back, and they are live shows, they're live streams that Trisha's doing, and then we're responding if we like, but in the meantime there's YouTube interaction, and I missed it. I was taking my parents out for dinner, and I came home and I fell into the most ridiculous food coma because I had this massive chicken waffle burger, which was amazing, it was beautiful, and then my parents were like, hey, do you want to have dessert as well? And I was like, oh yeah, it's my treat, you guys can totally have dessert, and I'll also have dessert. And then I got home and I was like, this hurts so bad, why did I do this to myself? So I'm looking forward to Canada, where I'm probably going to get so fat, but I'm also going to have to learn how to say no to things that look amazing, because I do not have the metabolism of a ferret anymore, it turns out. Either way, first take, one take, vulnerable noise, we're getting there. So yeah, I got home from that and fell into my food coma, and then a couple of hours later I woke up and I was like, oh, I missed Trisha's live show. I'm a failure as a naked army. I've got my naked army. I'm not naked. If you guys had any questions on that, as I said before, I don't do these naked. I feel perfectly vulnerable and perfectly honest without that. I'm not in media, so I don't have a face to put on before and after work. I just, I'm me most of the time. There's not really, I'm sometimes too frankly honest to people, and they're like, you didn't TMI much. Anyway, words and stuff and things, and I missed it, and I'm a failure as a naked army person for not seeing it live, but I did put in my survey, which was most of the conversation for this first 2.0 launch, I did put in my survey that I probably won't be able to watch it live, either because of work or because I'm busy, and because of time zone stuff, and I'm really happy actually. So the time zone that's been chosen is 12ish on every other Saturday. And if they happen to fall on the Saturday just gone and the following Saturday and my hours stay the same, it happens to fall on my weekend off, which is both a yay and a nay. Because yay, I definitely won't be at work, but nay, I will probably be busy doing other things. I tend to spend a lot of time on my weekends visiting my sisters and doing lots of active stuff. And I probably will be missing a couple of Naked Truth streams here and there in the next couple of weeks. Next month or so, because I am moving house and I'm also going to Canada for 10 days, so that will probably feed into it, but yay. And it seems to be really good. It seems to definitely it definitely re-inspires the awkwardness of the Naked Truth and how it's meant to make people feel really vulnerable when you're live streaming, so that's good, and I trust Trisha to kind of you know, keep that in check. And I was really, really happy with the people who did turn up to that stream. I have read through all the comments, and there was only one person who was like, hey, show me your butt, show me your butt, how do I know you're telling the truth, show me your butt. And I do say again, it's not for the audience. Being naked is not for the audience, it's for the vlogger. It is a tool to make sure that they are feeling really jittery, in the same way that is it cold ones and hot wings, like to make the person being interviewed feel uncomfortable, to give them spicy food or get them really cold. And to be naked is a tool for the vlogger to feel uncomfortable, so they know that they're being honest, that they know that they're being, oh god, I'm feeling, oh, it's uncomfortable, and that's what it's meant to do. So, you know, and I am constantly amazed by Trisha's community, because there are so few assholes who are like, hey, show me your boobs, how do I know you're telling the truth, show me your boobs. And it never happens. It very, very, very rarely happens, and it's genuinely a pleasure to moderate, because I almost never ever have to do anything. Ever. Like, I've forgotten most of the coding for how to do Twitch moderation, because genuinely the times that I'm able to watch live, I literally read the comments, I'm like, people just being nice. People being nice to each other, having nice, you know, polite conversation. And maybe other mods are more on the ball than me, are actually catching things before I see them. That's a possibility, but generally, like, the community around Trisha is so flippin' fantastic that an attractive female can be naked on the internet and it not be a sexy time thing, and for her to be able to say this is not a sexy time, people, and most of the audience to be like, yeah, fair dues. Fair dues. So yeah. Trisha's going to France. I'm really excited about this. I don't know where you're going. I will say, I went to Paris for the first time last year. So I'm English. If anyone who didn't know who's watching these videos, I'm English. So I've gone to France quite a few times in my life. I went to France with school when I was 11. I've been to the south of France. I've been Normandy, and basically it's the go-to summer holiday. I've gone, I think, by the ferry a couple of times, which is like an hour and a half ferry. Or I've gone by, I think I've flown twice, and I've gone, as I said, with school. I went with a coach trip. So it's basically our local non-English speaking destination. So, you know, it's not that far out. When I think about America and Canada, where it's like, I drove 2 hours to go to the supermarket, I'm like, well, I can be in France in an hour and a half, give or take. So I've been a couple of times. I highly recommend it. South of France is gorgeous, very sunny. The cities I find very much like the cities in England or any other metropolitan, you know, developed country. They're pretty much all the same. I will say Paris is beautiful. I loved Paris. It had been on my bucket list for years. I'm taking off my bucket list lately. I'm going to Canada. I've been to Paris. And I'm going to Japan next year. So yay, those things are being ticked off. Paris is beautiful. They do give you lots and lots of alerts about pickpockets in Paris. And there is a lot of vendors that you'll find on the streets selling, you know, little Eiffel Towers. You can find an Eiffel Tower in pretty much every shape or form. You can find little lights, you can find keychains, you can find pretty much, if you think of it as an Eiffel Tower, you can find it in any form you like. I would recommend, you know, don't buy from street vendors, because a lot of them will get chased off by the police. In fact, me and my friend were wandering through just past the Louvre, and we wanted to buy some sunglasses because it was really bright sunlight, and you know, my friend was trying to haggle with this guy to try and reduce it down, and then the police started coming around, and like suddenly all the vendors around us started packing up, like tables, which we thought were tables, were actually cardboard on top of stools with a tablecloth over the top, were just being dismantled all around us. And my friend was like haggling with this guy, and like, because the police were literally coming and chasing them away, he was like, yeah, sure, and like we paid whatever it was, €2 each, and I got some sunglasses which I've since lost or broken, I can't remember, but yeah. There was one guy who tried to pickpocket me. I was wearing a backpack, and I was you know, because I was aware of pickpockets, there was nothing in the outside pockets. I think I deliberately put maybe some tampons or something in the outside pocket to see if it would happen, but like my purse and anything that was important was in an inside zipped up pocket, inside, underneath my coat. not even in my backpack. I think the only thing I kept in my backpack was some sandwiches and some water. And then, you know, the outside pockets, as I said, I think I had some really, like, just stuff like rubbish and plastic bags and specifically some feminine items, I think. But yeah, this guy came up behind me and like started like trying to fiddle with my bag, and the same friend who was haggling like told him to F off, and it was like one of them were like, "You are my superhero, Ellen. Ellen, I know you don't watch the videos, but Ellen, you are my freaking superhero. You are just amazing." So yeah, me, my sister and my friend, we had a great time in Paris. We drank cocktails, we saw the Louvre, we didn't manage to go on a boat trip, but yeah, it was a beautiful, absolutely beautiful, and we did Airbnb and got a really good deal. And even though the weather was awful, it rained the whole time, it was a really, really lovely trip. So yeah, I don't know where in France you're going, but France is lovely, and I hope you like your brief spot off in England, because, you know, that's my home stomping ground. So yeah, if you're staying for one day in England, I would totally book a day off work and come up and visit you in London or wherever you were pausing. But you know, you said you were only just stopping by, so I will wave at you. I will wave at some planes for the next couple of days, if they happen to pass over Oxford. Yeah. So that's pretty much it. Yeah. This turned more of a life update than Naked Truth 2.0, but the Naked Truth 2.0 was basically what are we doing, and I've got the feeling that most of it's going to be in chat reactions, but also Naked Truth videos if you wish. So obviously I'm going to send this one in and possibly put a link on the Discord. I also briefly promised a while ago that if people did want to do video responses, I might try and curate them in some way or another, but I don't really know how best to do that, because my specific job was try and make the work as try and take away work from Trisha, so she's not completely overwhelmed by it all when all the video responses come into. But if they're being sent in to her privately, then obviously that gives her more work to then send them back out to me. So I will put in Discord and see whether or not, if anyone on Discord wants me to create videos, put them all in playlists or whatever, then I'm willing to do that. But obviously I'll go through Trisha to that specifically, because I don't want to, you know, do anything that would make anyone uncomfortable or put videos that people don't want to be highlighted or etc. But I did say that if I can help with any of the curation or any of the Naked Truth stuff, then I shall, because I can, because I love this community, and I think the whole message of Naked Truths is a very positive thing, to, you know, put real people on the internet as far as they are comfortable being real on the internet, so that, you know, people who don't feel comfortable being in camera think, oh, people are people, not these beautiful, perfect, you know, idealized, makeup driven, like always happy people. You know, people are happy, people are sad, people have difference of opinions and things that they wouldn't necessarily be able to say when they're employed to say things. But yeah, this was a long rambly video, but hey, Naked Truth 2.0, yay! Thank you for watching, feel free to comment, and I will see you guys in 2 weeks, if not before. I might stream a little bit today. I've been missing doing streams, and every time Trisha posts something new, I'm like, oh, I'm inspired, I should do videos, and then I'm like, oh no, I won't. I will instead, you know, drink a pot of tea and snuggle up and read a book. But there we go. Thank you all for watching, feel free to comment, and I'll see you guys all when I do, I guess. Bye 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 bye.